Student friends, in yesterday's lecture, we studied the power distribution in amplitude modulated wave. That is, as far as amplitude modulation is considered, especially when you observe the frequency spectrum of amplitude modulated wave, we can say that two-thirds power is present in the carrier wave, but carrier wave doesn't contain any signal, any information to be communicated. One-third of the total power is present in both the sidebands, and sideband contains the information or signal. Accordingly, this signal information is varying between 4.3% to 11%. That particular amount of signal to be communicated from transmitter towards the receiver during the process of electronic communication. Dear students, as two-thirds power is present in the carrier wave, but it doesn't contain the signal, then whenever after amplitude modulation, when signal is to be transmitted, under that particular situation, to avoid the wastage of two-thirds power, the carrier wave is suppressed. Because carrier wave doesn't contain any kind of information to be communicated, but it contains the maximum power. But if carrier wave is communicated, then two-thirds power is going to be gets wasted. To avoid that particular wastage, the carrier wave is suppressed and only sidebands are going to be gets transmitted. When you suppress the carrier wave in the frequency spectrum, meaning thereby, if you remove that carrier from the center, only upper sideband and lower sidebands are remaining. The combination of upper sideband and lower sideband, we can call it as the double sideband. Dear students, let us going to consider today to study the concept of double sideband. Concept of double sideband means, again I will repeat, in the power distribution, as we studied that two-thirds power is present in the carrier wave and one-third power is present in two sidebands. Each sideband contains 1/6 amount of the power, but they contain the signal, whereas a carrier wave doesn't contain the signal, even though power present in the carrier wave is more, as it doesn't contain any signal. Hence, during the communication process, that carrier wave is suppressed. When carrier wave is suppressed, only upper sideband and lower sidebands are remaining, that containing one-third power and complete signal, which is expected to be communicated. Whatever the remaining after suppressing the carrier wave, that is a two sidebands, and that one we can call it as the double sideband. And these two sidebands are used to communicate or carry the signal from transmitter toward the receiver. This is what, in short, the meaning of double sideband. Means the bandwidth obtained after suppressing the carrier is double sideband. That is the meaning. Containing one-third power, containing the signal information. Let me see the same in detail. Same aspect. How to suppress that carrier wave? What kind of circuitries are hardware circuitries are being used to suppress the carrier wave? And only two sidebands are produced at the output. That circuitry also we are going to study. Let me proceed further to understand the concept of double sideband. Friends, in AM wave, means in amplitude modulated wave, carrier wave doesn't contain any signal, as we already studied just now, and its power goes west when it is communicated. If carrier wave is allowed to transmit along with the sidebands, then its power is going to west, but it doesn't contain any signal. Hence, the carrier wave is avoided to transmit, and that is done by suppressing the carrier wave. Hence, the carrier wave is suppressed instead of transmitting, and only two sidebands are transmitted. Which are the two sidebands? Upper sideband and lower sideband. Both includes double sideband. This will save considerable power. That is, 2/3 power of total power is saved here. This leads design of receiver complicated and becomes costlier. That means if we use the concept of double sideband to carry the signal from transmitting end towards the receiver end, a bit designing of transmitter and receiver becomes complicated and costlier. If this technique is used for broadcasting with large number of receivers, expenditure further increases. Hence, DSB amplitude modulation is used only for broadcast service. Only during the broadcast region, the concept of double sideband is used to communicate the signal just to reduce the cost of design, reduce the complications. DSB is used only for broadcast service region. Broadcast service means very near to the radio station or very near to the television station. Now, to suppress the carrier wave, what kind of hardware circuitry is used? Either by using push-pull balanced modulator, which already studied in SYBSC, that is push-pull power amplifier, or by using the ring modulator, that is a rectifier circuitry with certain modulation. One can suppress the carrier wave and only double sidebands are allowed to pass out. Push-pull balanced modulator and ring modulators are used for suppressing the carrier wave and produce the double sideband. You already know the push-pull amplifier. In push-pull balanced modulator, carrier is applied to the center tapping of the input of the transformer in phase with Q1 and Q2. The modulating signal is in antiphase of two bases. The output generated across the output transformer are only two sidebands with suppressed carrier. Friends, the push-pull power modulating circuitry is represented here. So this is the balanced push-pull power modulating circuitry. Here, modulating signal is provided. Means information to be communicated, it is given to the primary winding of the transformer, whereas to this particular winding of the transformer, the carrier wave is provided. This carrier wave is provided to the base of, modulating signal is provided to the base of both the transistor Q1 and Q2, which are in antiphase with that of the carrier wave. This modulating signal is in antiphase with that of the carrier wave. When both the signals are applied to BZT, it works in a push-pull power amplifier manner, so that depending upon type of the signal reaches to the base, out of these two transistors, one of the transistor will work another will remain as off. That means one transistor pushes the signal at the output, another transistor will block the signal. In one of the half cycle, when the half cycle changes, the transistor which was pushing the current, it will block now, it will pull the current, and transistor which was pulling the current, it will start pushing the current at the output. Due to pushing and pulling action, the modulating signal and carrier wave are superimposed with each other. And amplitude modulation that takes place. After completing the modulation, as we know that carrier wave is required to be suppressed, and that's why as being both the signals are in antiphase with each other, naturally carrier wave is suppressed, and at the output only double sidebands are made available. This is how the balanced modulator circuit that works. Nothing is there. This is the push-pull power amplifier we studied in BSc part 2. If you remove this, simply it is a push-pull power amplifier. In push-pull power amplifier, only one signal we are adding for the amplification. Here, two signals which are antiphase with each other. One is a signal information, another is a high frequency carrier wave. Both are in antiphase with each other. This antiphase signal allows the push-pull power amplifier to suppress the carrier, and only lower sideband and upper sidebands are produced at the output of the transformer. So this double sideband has 1/3 power and also the signal information to be communicated, and it is transmitted. All this takes place in transmitter only. So this is what we can call it as, it is the push-pull balanced modulator. Another circuitry is also used. It is called as a ring modulator. The ring modulator uses diodes as a non-linear device. We are well aware. And carrier is connected at the center of the input and output transformer. Modulating signal is connected to the input transformer. When there is no carrier, only modulating signal is present. Diode D1, D2 or D3, D4 will conduct depending upon the signal polarity. Short circuits by prohibiting the signal to reach at the output. But when carrier alone is present, flow of current in two halves of the input transformer is equal, and in opposite, no output is developed. But when both are present, resulting potential in one half of input transformer increases than other to develop output which has only two sidebands. Friends, this is what that happens in ring modulator, and this is the balanced ring modulator. What is there? This is simple rectifying circuitry, nothing more than that. This is the bridge formed by 4 diodes. Already we have studied. So this is the input transformer, whereas this one is the output transformer. The modulating signal is applied to the input transformer, whereas carrier wave is applied to the center tapping of input as well as output transformer. When carrier wave is absent, only modulating signal is provided. Depends upon polarity of the modulating signal. Either four diodes, only 2 diodes which will forward bias they will conduct, remaining will doesn't conduct. Allow that signal to pass at the output. But when polarity reverses, the remaining 2 diodes will conduct and allow other part also to reach at the output. This is in absence of the carrier wave. If only carrier wave is present, then naturally in the output current flows in reverse direction in both the halves and output becomes 0. When both are present, then carrier wave doesn't reach at the output, only LSB and USB will come at the output. Accordingly, here also by using this circuitry also one can suppress the carrier and allow sideband, two sidebands to come at the output, and that is sent through the channel after being a proper amplified and by adjusting the bandwidth. Student friends, either by using push-pull modulator or by using ring modulator, carrier wave is suppressed. By suppressing the carrier wave, only double sideband is produced at the output, and that can be used for the communication purpose. No doubt about that. But no doubt we are saving here two-thirds amount of power. But whenever to obtain the double sideband, as it is already told you, that designing of the receiver and transmitter becomes complicated, so as to increase the expenditure of design and also increase the communication entire process rather than costly. Even though this is a disadvantage, increases the cost, design cost increases, which increases its expenditure, and that's why such a type of concept used only during the broadcast region of the signal to be communicated. But to avoid the costlier concept, to make design simplified, further aspect is also going to be utilized, and that is once a double sideband is obtained at the output of ring modulator or balanced modulator, out of these, in both the sidebands, same signal is present. In lower sideband and upper sideband, same signal is present. So that's why for long distance communication, out of these two, it is possible for us to suppress again one of the sideband. Means by using the balanced modulator, you can suppress the carrier wave to get the double sideband, to save the two-thirds power. But as a being, both the sideband contains the same amount of information. That's why if you suppress one of the sideband again, only one sideband is enough to carry the information. And if that concept is adopted, that concept we can call it as, it is a concept of single sideband. We are studying the concept of single sideband by considering that double sideband signal is already available at the output of the balanced modulator. Now, what hardware is to be used? First thing is that you have to design your own filter circuit. If you connect filter circuit at the output of the balanced modulator, so that it has a perfect cutoff frequency, it is going to cut off either upper sideband or lower sideband. That depends upon our design, so that that particular band is blocked and remaining band is passed. By this, by designing a filter circuit very perfectly, but it should be very sharp. If you lose the designing concept, if you avoid to design the very sharp cutoff frequency, then maybe some overlapping of the signal that is going to be transmitted. Only the thing here is that you should design the filter very perfectly to eliminate, to block one of the sideband and allow only one sideband to pass at the output. This concept is known as single sideband, that is used for the communication purpose. Dear students, this is one of the method. Another method is also used to remove the one of the sideband and pass the other sideband. That hardware will discuss as we go ahead and ahead. Let me go for understanding of the concept of single sideband. Friends, as a single sideband is sufficient to fulfill the needs of communication in practice, DSB is avoided. Why DSB is avoided? Because both the sideband contains the same signal. So therefore only single sideband is enough to communicate the signal. So that's why DSB is avoided. If you avoid DSB, then one can reduce the cost of communication. One can reduce the complications in the communication system. So that's why the SSB concept is most widely used to carry the information from transmitter towards the receiver rather than DSB. DSB is used only during the broadcast region. Friends, this in communication system, SSB with low level carrier is used. This reduces the power and bandwidth requirement considerably. What is the advantage of SSB? Reduces the power and reduces the bandwidth also. In case of DSB, bandwidth will be double. Now here bandwidth will be reduced almost all 50%. The other SSB can be used as other communicating channel. Means you can take due advantage of both the sidebands. One sideband for one signal, another sideband for one signal. This is also a due advantage. To achieve the SSB, what is to be done? Simply by filtering technique that filters out one of the sideband from the balanced modulator to produce only one sideband at the output. You are well aware with the filter circuitries which you already studied in last year. Maybe it is LC filter, maybe it is RC filter. What is to be done? Look at here. This is the carrier frequency, balanced modulator. Modulating balanced modulator means whatever we have studied up till now, either ring modulator or push-pull balanced modulator. At the output, definitely we have studied that we are obtaining the double sideband with suppressed carrier. This DSB obtained is given to the filter with proper design so that it will cut off the bandwidth and allows only required single sideband at the output, and this is used for further communication purpose. This is one of the technique that is used. But in practice, it is difficult to design with sharp cutoff on either side. Means cutoff frequency should be very sharp. Cutoff frequency should be very sharp. This designing is bit difficult. Therefore, another technique is being used. If bandwidth is reduced during the filtering action, it will attenuate wanted sideband. If in designing cutoff frequency changes, it may attenuate the signal. Hence, the phase shift method is used to obtain the SSB, that is single sideband, that employs two balanced modulator. Balanced modulator 1 has a given carrier balanced modulating signal for balanced modulator 2. These signals are given after 90-degree phase shift. Means this is the mathematical aspect. EC sin omega ct is the carrier wave, EM sin omega mt is a modulating signal as usual. So this is E1 is the output obtained on one side, E2 is the output obtained on the another side. By adding both of them, upper sideband vanishes and only lower sideband that remains. So this mathematical aspect will be done in this particular circuitry. Friends, this is the modulating signal that we are applying with 90-degree phase shift for the balanced modulator. Here is the carrier wave which are applied. This is in phase, this is 90-degree out of phase. This is minus 90-degree out of phase, this is in phase. Both produces E1 and E2 at its output. Those are mixed here. After mixing at the output, we can get the single sideband. So this is the balanced modulator. Maybe it is a ring modulator or push-pull power modulator. This is the carrier wave generated. These are the waves which are obtained Here the carrier waves are directly given to one of the modulator, and to the another modulator it is given by 90-degree phase shift. In one case AM is given directly, in another case it is given with 90-degree phase shift. Both produces a double sideband with E1 and E2 as we have studied. Those are given this summer where it is added, and at the output we can get single sideband, which reduces the cost of communication, and also it avoids the problem of bandwidth, also reduces the power wastage in the process of electronic communication. Dear students, this is what one can call as the concept of double sideband and also the concept of lower sideband. The rest part we are going to see it tomorrow.